There
Welcome
we
back
go.
to Dune Saga, everyone. This is our Ask Us Anything Dune Wrap Party. We'll be discussing the game, characters, and so on. Our viewers and fans in the chat are more than welcome to toss questions at me or the rest of the cast, so buckle up and prepare your inquiries now. Just at the top of the show, of course, as always, please support groups like Palestine Action at global.palestineaction.org/donate, the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights over at uscpr.org, and the Palestine Children's Relief Fund at pcrf.net. Those links will be in the chat. Our music attributions, as always, go out to Pixabay, We Free Music, and Tabletop Audio. If you've been watching our saga, then the people on the screen don't really need any introduction, but nevertheless, for promotional benefits, let's go around the table and just introduce everybody to our audience, beginning with uh, Ambrose. Let's tell the good people who you are, who you portrayed during our game, and where people can find you online.
Oh, who I am, trying to figure that out every day. But for the most part, I'm Ambrose. My pronouns are he or they. And I portrayed Zoshir, whose pronouns are he or they. And I portrayed Lysander, whose pronouns are he, them. So you
Leo.
can find me on the internet as me.
Oh,
Sorry.
no worries.
Hello, I'm Leo. I played Archibald through this crazy endeavor, and I'm sorry about the child. That is
No worries.
Matt Harvey. That is Lucifer. That's a different one.
And of course, Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy your stay here. I hope we get an Aaron and Moon at some point. We miss you both. And yeah, I played the same character through 5 seasons. Was it 5 seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Lady Daphne, sometimes Duchess, sometimes Sayadina.
Yeah. And occasionally Amira, just for season 5, because I think you did a better portrayal than I ever could when it came to those interactions
Oh, thank you.
with Aaron for sure. But on that note, would you be so kind as to read the recap from the last episode, Leo?
Sure, I can do that. All right. The fight continues. The Ornithopter is ready to take off with Rose, the Bene Gesserit spy, as the pilot. Elsewhere, the Fedaykin in the council chambers attack more Harkonnen soldiers, and the Harkonnen fight back. Fighting is bloody on both sides. Varys, reminded of the promise he made to Eloise, runs to Daphne and the children. He ends up encountering another squad of Harkonnen as O'Shea is briefly torn between backing him up and saving their only way out. He chooses to run into the Ornithopter Bay. In the bay, the face dancers attempt to prevent Rose from taking off. The face dancers, however, are not trained fighters, but Zoshir is. He leaps aboard the Ornithopter, slashing at the spy. He shoves her away from the seat, and they grapple for control of the Ornithopter. A room away, Varys eviscerates more Harkonnen soldiers. His prana bindu and skill at dueling lets him twist and dance as he cuts them apart. Merlot sneaks through the room, but injures himself in the attempt. Daphne continues making her way to the siege, believed to see the Fedaykin there protecting her children. Relieved, I'm sorry. Varys moves in the same direction. Ryza follows. The Fedaykin, seeing the Saiyadina, start bringing the babies out of the siege. Back in the Ornithopter Bay, the face dancers support Zoshir's struggle against the Bene Gesserit spy. They manage to land the Ornithopter, allowing other people to board, but that's when more Harkonnen troops land. Merlot recognizes the situation, moves quietly away. The new soldiers slaughter the Fedaykin. Daphne reunites with Varys, handing him one of their babies as they continue running to the Ornithopter Bay. They're aware of the conflict happening there, but Zoshir holds his own. He manages to knock her out, giving him control of the Ornithopter. Just in time as Daphne, Varys, Ryza, and the children run toward the Ornithopter. A few Fedaykin move into position to cover the retreat as do the face dancers. Daphne takes advantage to move into the Ornithopter Bay with the twins. The Harkonnen extract bloody payment Fedaykin trying to protect the family while Ryza and Varys also move. But there's not enough room on the Ornithopter. So Sheer solves the problem by slitting Rose's throat and pushing her out. He tells Merlot to get in now. Merlot brings one face dancer with him, leaving the other to sacrifice himself. The Ornithopter lifts off, leaving many to die for the Mahdi. Daphne pilots the Ornithopter carefully away. They still have their shield, which protects them as they make good on their escape. As they fly over, they see multiple great sandworms rising out of the sand, drawn by the vibrations of the explosion. The white Leviathan is here, consuming Harkonnen and their machinery. Daphne weeps as she flies, aware of the lives spent to ensure her and her family survived. Where should they fly next? Carthag? Arakeen? Another siege? How did they find him? Rose. But Rose warned them, giving Daphne the option to move to the chapter house. Daphne declined, thinking the siege was safe. Rose wouldn't have endangered them in this way. The traitor must be someone else. Merlot ponders carefully. The Fremen and the Indwali have united beyond Zoshir. The Guild? Edric has hated the Cheshires for a while. Allfather could not have foreseen anything. Merlot vaguely accuses Ryza, but Daphne speaks up. She promised forgiveness and said she and Ryza will probably never be friends, but she'll no longer think of the other woman as an enemy. And Ryza and her child were in just as much danger in the attack. Zoshir and Merlot discuss bringing in Varys and Ryza. Yue? He seems oddly inclined to betray. He seems oddly inclined to betray, but it's probably not him. Ryza's elite training kicks in. She ponders if the Harkonnen could have bribed the guild. They're rich enough, it's possible, especially the local guild representative. They could have done this without Eloise knowing. They stop at Siege Taber, looking for safe haven. Stilgar is happy to see them at first, though Strickenly learns what has happened since. Ryza investigates the guild at nearby Arakeen, learning that the Harkonnen recently visited them. This is a line too far further on if the guild cannot be trusted. As Zoshir and Stilgar speak, they discuss who is responsible and what has to be done. They also discuss what should happen next, especially with House Harkonnen. Daphne, realizing that the Baron is dead, is in favor of supporting Nadine taking over the house. Everyone, including the children, move to Kaitane. Zoshir makes use of his spy network to smuggle them aboard. As they head to Kaitane, Eloise remains unaware of what's happening on Arrakis. Only that enacting their negotiations will take time, and many factions remain in play. Archibald wants to inoculate as many people as possible, though not at a cost of his own rapid aging. Eloise implements a slightly deceptive program to convince the majority of the envoys and the representatives of submitting to the cleansing. The Cheshire entourage arrives, wishing for an audience with Eloise and Archibald. Among rumors swirling that Baron has been killed by another Harkonnen raised on Arrakis, one called the Mahdi. These rumors reach Nadine, who seems unconcerned with House Atreides possibly being reinstated. They meet on the Ark. Everyone is on edge. Daphne begins by revealing the betrayal, and Eloise promises immediate termination. They deploy the Dampner. Eloise reveals her incoming status change as Empress Regent, and Varys sees Amira and is angry. He asks her if it was worth it. Amira remains stoic. Varys is enraged at the idea that the Emperor might get away with it. Daphne suggests sending him to Ix to live out the rest of his days in Kyra Masum's hut, looking every day on the overlook where the ashes were scattered. When Daphne's children are brought up, she says she'll raise them the best she can, but give them the choice as they grow. There is no bickering. Focus shifts to Nadine and offering him House Harkonnen. Daphne threatens to divorce Zoshir if he assumes headship of the house, which is nothing he wants. Under Nadine's demand, Zoshir declaims all claims on his house. It's all Nadine's now. Then comes the Landsraad. There are no Atreides here, so the entourage gives up hoping for the house to be reinstated. Duchess Sayidina Daphne successfully argues for reinstatement of her house. Next comes Archibald, asking for amnesty for Tupile. This one is more difficult, as the Landsrat thinks of the planet as full of criminals and exiles. But Archibald suggests a trade agreement, which greases the wheel. So Shear speaks on behalf of his people, supported by Riza. The guild isn't happy with this proposal, but with Eloise's reinstating neutrality, there's not much they can do. Zoshir lets his faith guide him, supported by the Black Archive. Arrakis is free. The last question is if Jabberwock should be the new headquarters of the guild. Eloise and Amir speaks in favor of this measure. They squeak this through, and lastly, Eloise provides for her own heir. Eloise provides for her own heir in case a suitable heir cannot be found. The Imperium has changed, but a snake weaves through the Landsrat. Fade Ratha attempts to declare Canley against Duchess Daphne. Daphne redirects, asking if Fade Ratha is truly the head of House. Nadine declines, but Zoshir steps forward, and Nadine whispers all of Fade Ratha's weaknesses as Zoshir makes his way to the battle arena. Fade Ratha is a talented duelist and comes out strong, but Zoshir is a talented Fremen sword master. He meets the blows and ducks just in time, then returns his own slash. Fade Ratha spits blood on the floor, saying Zoshir will only get that lucky once. Fade slashes at Zoshir with a poisoned dagger but misses. Zoshir is over this, and as Fade tries to go in close, he whispers a threat against Daphne. That's all Zoshir needs. A strike, Fade across the face, and drives his blade in. He has won. House Harkonnen is over. The Imperium has been reshaped. Arrakis is free. The Cheshires are restored. Eloise is Empress Regent, or perhaps Empress in her own right. Arrakis teaches the attitude of the knife, saying it is complete and ended here.
All right, thank you for reading that, Leo, and thank you as always to Rachel for taking excellent notes. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm assuming that most of you have questions before we move on to the epilogues that you would want to narrate for your characters, where you see them after the curtains fall and the story ends at that point.
The post-credit scene. Also, audience should feel free to ask questions. Well, I know Leo has had a question that he keeps asking Eric.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead with your question now.
What game do you plan on playing after this, or are you gonna play a game?
Oh, you mean like on the channel? Like
Yeah.
I have been sitting on a cyberpunk game for a couple years, but I have not fleshed it out to the point where I'm happy with it. But that one is the next big one, I guess, if I had to posit that as a next campaign that I was contemplating running on the channel. Aside from that, there's like various other sub projects and things that I have always going on at the same time. So superheroes have been on the mind recently, but also as well as an old school espionage game that I'm thinking of doing as an offline game at some point.
Nice. Okay, I agree. I like cyberpunk.
Yeah.
My first question for you though is the Imperium.
Yeah.
What's Carino's first move now that he's not Emperor? He's obviously gonna try to get it back.
I mean, that's a very likely possibility, but then again, knowing what he knows about what other threats lie out there, I would imagine that if he were to try again, as he said, he would have to. It would be wiser still to wait until that danger has been addressed before actually going for it. Especially now that he's lost so much political capital within the halls of the Landsrat. He's just essentially been deposed And rightfully so.
And he's an old man when it all
Right.
happens. So, like, at some point, he's just like, well, they didn't execute me. I guess I'm
Yeah.
retired now.
Yeah, like even if he were to try to restore the Carinos to the throne, he would have to abide by whatever the Bene Gesserit would want because they have a hold of his daughters. For the longest time, he kept trying for an heir and trying for an heir, and they gave him nothing but daughters, which was the whole purpose to the first season. The heir of what he wanted to have an heir, like a secret heir to the throne, and that's where Massam played into part of that. So that's how that whole thing started.
So that's the question that I have is at what point in the season were you like, oh yeah, he's dead?
Oh, well, I mean, I kind of figured that he had to go at some point, but I wasn't sure when it would happen. And then it was like a domino effect when Aaron's character Eloise decided, like, okay, I want this person dead, and Amira was like, okay, and went off to go do it, and everything just kind of coincided in that moment, and I was like, oh yeah, this is probably where it happens too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so why did you want him off the board?
Massam?
Yeah.
I didn't want him off the board. I just kind of figured it was eventually going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like inevitable, I felt. And it was the one thing, ironically, that he couldn't foresee, despite his limited ability to foresee the future. Like in the past, he'd been able to like smell fire where there wasn't any, and it would like preclude like, oh, this is what's going to happen here. There's going to be a fire in this location. So he'd get little glimpses like that, but he was not. Unlike Paul, he was not able to foresee his own demise, so he wasn't able to avoid it in that way.
So
if he had taken the water of life, would he have died then?
I don't know. I never actually considered that as a possibility. Yeah. But that would have been interesting to find out. Everybody who undertakes it has to, succeed or die, essentially. So it would have been interesting to see if he would have made it.
Yeah, leave it up to the dice.
Right?
So here's the one for you. If it weren't for my god-awful rolls, I think this would have actually been an Archibald subplot, but the Atreides.
Uh-huh.
Where's Paul and Jessica and the whole original gang throughout all this? Other than that, we know where Leto's at.
They were in hiding because they lost heavily, and despite all their preparations, despite knowing about the trap and eliminating UA as a variable in the Harkonnens' machinations, they were more preoccupied with getting Leto out. So if you guys had not actually stepped in, or if things had played out a different way, they would have tried to spring him and tried to run off to Two-Pile, ironically, where, the bombs would have been
Where
dropped.
were the Atreides?
They were in contact with some of their friends and allies, such as the Earl on Ix, for example. Him and his that line goes back a ways with the Atreides. So they were kind of like the fingers underneath the bar in terms of like getting them to where they needed to go and stuff, facilitating things for them. But yeah, their main plan was to get Leto out and potentially have something to do with their atomics, which is one thing that I had prepared that nobody actually decided to go towards, but I had something prepared for that just in case.
Oh Jesus!
Okay. There was a whole sequence of like a whole encounter that had to do with subverting the security for the atomics, locating it, potentially using it as some kind of leverage or an actual weapon against your enemy.
So we actually almost did, because it was actually me and it was Archibald and Ambrose's character.
Zoshir.
Yeah, the other one.
Oh, Lysander.
Lysander, yeah. I remember going through that, and he almost got captured, and that was kind of, and then those damn wow, I can't. The elite guard of the Emperor's.
Oh, the Sardaukar.
Yeah, almost got us because he got caught and he fled, and he led him straight to the ship. So
yeah, there was a possibility that you could have gotten your hands on the Atreides atomic stockpile on Arrakis and utilizing it, not just for against your enemies, but that was also one of the reasons why you were Daphne's character was provided with a Liette Kynes' journals, is because it laid out the means by which you could stop spice production permanently. It provided you that kind of leverage where it's like, okay, we know how this works, and we can end it tomorrow if you don't straighten your shit out, right? So, and the use of atomics would have been like a stepping stone to get that effect.
That makes sense. Did you foresee Liette Kynes dying?
I did not expect you to choose her to be the one to lead that mission, I have to admit. But I thought that you would just reject that outright. But I was pleasantly surprised to see that Merlat was able to I don't want to say manipulate, but convince you to make a martyr out of her. And it worked. You know, the plan ultimately worked to use the Harkonnen weapons against them, against the regime.
Does Ambrose have any questions?
I'm just enjoying listening to what you guys are asking. I'm trying to think of what I would ask. So many options.
Yeah.
I mean, here's your chance.
Anything about these questions can encompass, like, you know, this season or previous seasons. You know, if you had if you had like questions about how this was connected to that, like you can ask those questions now if you wanted to, or if you had other questions specific to your character.
By the way, just so we have an understanding of Tupile as well, Tupile is a system; it's not a planet.
Correct. Yeah.
So there's multiple planets in the system.
Yeah.
It's literally another Landsrod.
Not exactly that
Maybe
complex,
not.
but
I'm trying to make, like, yeah.
Is there a scene that you wish we had stumbled into? That maybe you had prepared?
I had a lot of things that I had prepared that I just kind of kept in my back pocket. I had a whole alternate siege battle prepared that I didn't really employ. There was a whole battle that I was gonna play out for Arakeen that you could have played a part in. Your characters could have been a part in, but and that was last season. But it was just too much, so I just kind of dropped it. You know, I do overstuff the turkey, and I do overthink a lot of this stuff, so I end up like not using at least a quarter of the stuff that I put down. I just have to let it go.
Oh, was there something that you wish we had picked up on because you wanted to see what we would have done?
I'm struggling to think or to find a particular instance in any of the seasons, much less this one, this latest one. Now, you guys, you all did very well. You hit all the notes. You went all the places that I thought you might go. So yeah, no complaints there. I was like, okay.
So
you made full use of everything.
Here's a question for you. So Archibald almost went to the dark side with the Harkonnen.
Yes, he did.
Almost, and if it were for Yeva, he probably would have. How would have that worked with like the split party?
Well, the nice thing about this, you know, the system of Dune is that you can actually kind of like zoom out from the character perspective and engage in what's called architect play. So, you know, you can just kind of, and also we had kind of gotten into this this habit of playing the side characters when the main characters were not present, you know, and that led to some fun outings. So I kind of kept it going as long as everybody was willing and able to do so, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. If it wasn't for the fact that you had to come back, if you had not come back for like say season 3, I had plans to to make you the primary antagonist in the series, like going forward. If you had not like returned, because I was like, yeah, he went to go visit the Baron Harkonnen. Okay, that's cool. There were plenty of opportunities there.
So the whole thing right there, to be honest, I was really close. To be honest with you, I kind of wanted to because I don't know. Originally, my whole vision for Archibald was he was gonna kind of be this asshole, but
Sure.
then Yeva happened and completely put a spotlight on him. I'm like, oh shit! If I join the Harkonnen, they're gonna kill me. So that's out of the question.
Yeah, at some point for Archibald, everything had to do with survival, right? Like you have to figure out how to survive and how to maintain your house and so on.
So I do one of the big things about because my big plan with, for example, so my original plan back in I think like season 2 or season 3 with the clones was I was actually going to have her pick off Daphne.
Man.
And then you saw us make our Prana Bindu rules.
That and
Right.
then and Yeva. So once Yeva started like this whole like
Well, that's kind of surprising to hear.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's surprising to hear that Yeva had such an impact on Archibald's behavior. I would have thought the opposite was true. like she pushed you in a particular direction because, it was Yeva,
Oh no!
I guess-
Like, thing is like this is the way I see Yeva. Yeva was like the rowdy toddler that just made moves that thinks she's being super discreet, but she really isn't.
Right.
It's the
She was
exact
ambitious.
opposite of what Archibald needed to do.
She was more ambitious than Archibald was, I guess, or self-interested enough for the both of you, I suppose.
I wouldn't say that. I definitely think Archibald was more ambitious, but I feel like Archibald was a little bit more tactical about it.
Certainly, yeah. Yeah,
Because
there was a
original-
couple moments where I think it was in season 4
Yeah.
where it was like Archibald might just get skewered by the rest of the family. That might
Yeah.
just be it. It's like I have to prepare everybody for PvP this scene because like it might actually go down.
And that's when I was like, oh shit, I need to, if I'm gonna do this, because I was already halfway into the whole plan, because I remember already having the clone done, and then Yeva pulls this shit on me.
Right.
I was like, oh
There's-
shit, I gotta find another target. So I was like, you wanna know who's enemy number 1 right now? The off-cardist twin. So I'm like, take him out.
It was a
I
good
can talk
move.
my way out of it.
It was a good move, yeah. Glad to have helped in any way I could.
That was very fun to piece together.
Hmm.
Where
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah.
yeah, well, I probably wouldn't have figured it out, except you made a roll for Alicia that accidentally went to public, and I'm like, oh shit, she's here. Oh shit, she's the shooter. Why is she shooting?
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the other things too with that whole plan was I do feel like I could have chosen a better target for the Afghanistan.
Oh, well.
But I'm trying to think. She really I just can't think of any other public number 1 that realistically she could have used. No. But yeah.
Alice,
Another
I
thing.
just
Go on. I'm sorry.
Alice, I just redeemed in malevolence. Because Aaron's not here.
How's that?
Malevolence. What are you doing?
It's for Erin because she's not here. Which, yeah, I don't know where she is. I hope she shows up, but
In here. Where's Drea when you need her?
yeah, I will carry that malevolence forward, Alisai, into the Blade Runner game, which will probably start mid-July, I think.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Me too.
Another thing I really loved is that you literally took my plan with Allfather and literally replaced me. Just literally replaced me.
Yeah, he killed you, cloned you, brought you back, brought you out, and used you as an instrument.
Yep. And I was like, okay.
I like that review.
And how did that make you feel?
Very
Well, it made
used.
him feel used.
To be honest. And I was like, you copied me, you little turd. Like I thought of it first. So so I also had some very dastardly plans too. I was even talking about like bribing the Tailaxu.
Oh, going back to the Tleilaxu well.
Yep.
How did that work out for you in season 3?
Not very well.
Not very well.
Well, no, not the Master Assassin's face dancers, I believe, wasn't it?
Which one? Are you talking about the dwarf that was talking to you?
Yeah.
Or? He was just an envoy for the Tleilaxu. He wasn't like a master assassin or anything like that.
So what I was planning on doing is I did have like a storyline in my head of I was gonna steal a sandworm and take it to the Tleilaxu for a certain thing that I really wanted.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That was one thing that I was surprised that no one went after. Like they made the promise to the Tleilaxu, we'll get you a sandworm, don't worry about it. And then even Sashu was like, okay, fine. Just trading another aspect of his culture, away to the outframe and as part of his whole thing. But like, I'm surprised that you all didn't go through with that. But that would have been a monumental task, just logistically speaking. It's a nightmare,
I know this is more of an errand thing, but Eloise manipulated. She got everybody to do what she wants. Now that I think about it.
No, and she got the ending that she deserved. She's on the throne.
Yeah.
Agreed.
She lived up to the trait on her character sheet that says ruthless.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I want to see Rice's character sheet now.
Oh, you want to see? Oh,
I do.
What you almost played?
Which I almost played, but then I'm like, no.
Yes.
Because like if I figure something out, I want to know that I figured it out myself and not like have to go through like, would my character know this by now? I don't know.
Right, so here she goes. I'll leave it open for you. All players. You can view it. There you go. Check out her character sheet.
Oh,
Feel free to peruse.
I love that art.
Yeah, check out the drives in particular.
She was a martyr. Holy fuck. Well, she is a martyr. Oh,
Power is best in my hands.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck.
Oh my goodness, I have to log into the Roll20 to see this.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, she was ambitious for sure.
I guess, well, Archibald's ambition for the whole two-pile thing, I was kind of surprised you kind of went with it, to be honest with you, since it was it's like not die-hard part of the lore.
No, you're fine with that. I was expecting it, actually. I actually was surprised that Eloise didn't just blow up a planet or something at some point during the game with as many threats as she was making.
She came close a couple times.
She did, and I was like, okay, let me prepare for this because this might actually happen. But ultimately, I was kind of surprised that in the end you decided to leave the structure of the Imperium as it was, right? Like I was kind of expecting Kyra's motivations to kind of move the party to try to establish some sort of prefigurative society, like erect a structure that would essentially slowly usurp power from the existing Imperium over time. And I thought that liberating Tupile was the step in that direction, right? Like here, you have these exiles, and if you manage to repatriate them, well, now you've created a whole nother thing outside the edges of the Imperium that could conceivably compete with it, especially if you're in control of the guild,
So
and you can,
that's,
manage all of that.
believe it or not, that is what I meant by not being part of the Landsrod.
Yeah,
It was going to be the Landsrod and Tupile, and they were going to be two separate entities all by themselves.
right. And that
With
could have been
different
a.
systems within themselves. So
There
it's
you go.
basically competition for the Landsrod. That's what my main objective
Yes, this
was.
would have been a more of a semi-horizontal, structured thing where you can, effectively do the thing that you want, that Kyra envisioned, and sort of restructuring the Imperium as it was. And over time, the Imperium would have the Farfelich's system would have to get with the program and change ultimately, or cease to exist at some point.
It's basically you have one nation, now you have two.
Right, exactly. You have an option now.
Exactly. So, yeah, no, and that's kind of like that's what I originally wanted to do. Was I wanted it to be outside of the Imperium, and it wasn't just so much that my mindset with that whole thing was having like your own. I kind of think of it as competition in a way, because the way that I want to do Tupile, if it was up to me or Archibald, it was going to be a completely different government. There wasn't going to be any houses and stuff like that. Granted, it wouldn't be a democratic thing either, just because that probably wouldn't work either, but it would be a completely different system.
Interesting. Yeah, Kyra was envisioning something altogether different, but she entrusted to put the whole thing into your hands to see if it would actually come to fruition in some way. So I was kind of surprised that they went with by leaving it kind of intact and just changed the face of the Imperial House. But it made sense given the circumstances that Allfather was still out there and still posed a threat to some extent.
I feel like it would have went that way if Allfather wasn't a thing.
It would have been different if the opposite had been the case, right? I got you.
So, here's another question: was there more than one Allfather? Were there different ones?
I mean, they're different. They made him. There were multiple versions of him, and they all contained the same amount of multitude of minds that each one had. So they were all sort of in synchronization with one another. They knew what the ultimate plan was, and so that is how he could be in multiple places at the same time and still enact and be in sync with the rest of his plan. And that's how he was able to carry that out. So the one that you blew up in Ix is not the definitive Allfather. There's another one out there, I left something on the cutting room floor, so to speak, because I mean I never have enough time for these things, especially the finales. But I imagine that after House Harkonnen was defeated on Kaitane in the duel, that the camera would pan out and it would show somewhere out there that there would be a solitary Allfather just kind of sitting and pondering on his visions, depicting the dismantling of his nodes and his fleets and stuff like that. And then from off camera, you'd get a familiar voice that would kind of interrupt his reverie. It's Archibald. It's the latest version of Archibald.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
And he would have asked him, "Hey, did we win?" And Allfather would have offered a perplexing reply and say yes and no. Archibald would clarify the question and ask how long humanity actually has. To which Allfather would respond by saying that due to the lack of attainable visions after a certain point in time, it would stand to reason that the heirs of Dune have survived, which would eventually ensure humanity's safety from the sort of despotism that would have occurred under the Worm Tyrant, and for a lot less lives. He says, for this outcome, he kind of reasoned, it was far better than the tens of billions of lives lost under the war that would have ensued had the Atreides emerged as the masters of Dune,
So, okay. So Allfather changed just enough to change the trajectory, basically.
Right, because he didn't know that, he knew that the something happens on Arrakis originally, and that would lead to all these deaths and stuff like that, and that had to change. And he saw the only other way to do it was, it was the Cheshire family. He didn't understand why, but he quickly came to understand that it was because the Cheshire line was special in that same way that the Atreides was, or at least Paul was. And beyond that, he couldn't see because there were so many prescience within that line that had developed, especially after arriving to Arrakis. So, it was hinted at in, I think it was in season 3, where the guild was like, "There's these nexus points, and we got to get rid of them. We don't know what's going to happen." It was all on Arrakis because you were all there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. And the Atreides were there at the same time, which further kind of complicated the situation. Let's see. So yeah, Archibald would ask Allfather if he believed that humanity had learned its lesson and kind of broken those cycles, avoided the stagnation that was awaiting the Imperium. And Allfather cautiously kind of responded with, "Well, I don't know." And for once, he was faced with that unknown future that is full of promise and has an unlimited potential for surprises, something that he loves. He loves surprises. And for once, he had faith, not in a god, but in humanity itself that believed was a gift greater than he could have anticipated. So that was kind of the last thing that I had planned for Allfather was okay, well, I set this thing in motion, and I guess it's going to work out.
So
it looks like Erin's on her way. She accidentally fell asleep.
Oh, is she now? These things happen. No worries. I'm curious. I'm anticipating what questions she has to ask about and the epilogues, of course, for the individual characters.
I'm glad she'll be here because, I don't know, my epilogue feels like it would be a little incomplete without her input.
Yeah.
Right. I hear you. I may have told this to some of you, but with every season, I chose to make the exercise and say what happens if this person is completely written out of the season. If this character cannot play or whatever the case is, and then I have to kind of figure that out and how things would follow from that. I kind of did the same thing, or in this case, I did it with the NPCs, and I tried to think well, what happens after? Before I had figured out what if we don't have this character for the season, but then I had to think about well, what happens now that the game is over? What happens to them? And I had to think about well, okay, so what happens to Earl Vernius, for example, or Mohiam, or Fenring? And I had a small list of individual character things that could have happened. For Beatrice, I would imagine she eventually becomes the House Suck Doctor.
Yeah, that was a good question. Did she die when she went there?
No, she was basically captured. She was held hostage by the Tleilaxu as part of their conspiracy with the guild to kind of try and control Eloise, right? Although I would have left it to be kind of unclear if she had been tampered with by the Tleilaxu for her time spent in Bandalong, which is one of the main cities on Bene Tleilax. She likely would have become Yue's protege in that respect and learned everything that she could before going away to the school for decades, I imagine. As for Yue himself, I imagined after Leto was eventually cleared of charges and freed or what have you, that he felt his debt to the old house had been fulfilled. And then I just said he would quietly leave to go join his Wana.
Well, man, Wana's
so
dead.
sad.
I mean, we found her.
Yeah, so you did. It was not a pretty sight. Yeah, you did find her. With Merlat, I was kind of surprised that he succeeded against all the odds, just like Kyra foresaw. And together with the remaining Face Dancer, I imagine they went on to acquire others like them throughout the Imperium. and spread Kyra's prophecies about how the free Tleilaxu slaves would go on to found their own society and transcend human limitations within, 5 to 10,000 years, I imagine. But before something like that, he would probably serve as the new House Cheshire's spy master, unless he's contested for it.
Probably.
With Yeva, I thought with the guild's headquarters being relocated to Jabberwock, she would likely have thought to stick around and tutor Indigo in military strategy.
Well, here's the thing with Indigo.
Especially the case with the Archibald.
Indigo is not on Jabberwock. She is with Mohayim.
Yeah, with the Bene Gesserit specifically.
Bene Gesserit.
Yeah. I would imagine if you would have managed to retrieve Indigo, and now, I mean, because once you have the throne, they kind of have to, give you some slack, and they can't like hold that over your head for too much longer, because you can cut them a lot deeper than they can cut at you. So I kind of figured like, oh, okay, yeah, they'll probably get Indigo back, and that's how that will go.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too with that whole. It was part of the deal though as well that we would get our children back.
Sure.
Both Eloise and me.
Yeah.
So that's actually probably going to be part of my epilogue, and I'll save that epilogue.
Okay. As for Indigo, while we're on the subject, I imagine she would grow up to resent Archibald and the Bene Gesserit in particular, due to the physical impairments that she incurred because of them and their meddling.
It was
Here,
technically
Oh, really?
Daphne. It was
Really?
it's technically Daphne, but Daphne is also Bene Gesserit trained, so like she would probably associate the two together regardless. Hearing tales of how her dad became this superhuman figure, she would want to pursue that trail that he blazed in order to kind of transcend those limitations.
Honestly, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Would spice actually help with that condition?
Yes, I believe we touched on that in one of the last episodes. That yes, if by taking large amounts of spice, you can kind of slow down the aging process and your powers.
No, Indigo's condition. I'm sorry.
Oh, Indigo? It would extend her lifespan like everything else, but would do nothing about like the pain itself. So yeah, it would be like here's a new addiction for you.
Gotcha.
For Inessa, I would imagine they would be following their new leader Archibald, as the new jihad would have gone forward to eradicate all traces of Allfather and his children. Archibald would have pursued, if Archibald would have pursued some romantic union with her, Inessa's children's genetics would have been highly sought after by the Bene Gesserit, in the same way they were obsessed with Archibald's.
Yeah, I was about to ask that, because, like, I know we teased Archibald a lot about, like, oh yeah, your new girlfriend, but, like, do you, like, think that there was or would be anything romantic between the two of them?
100% yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
I definitely think they did. Again, this is part of my epilogue, so a little bit of premature ejaculation. Anyways, but yeah, no, I definitely think that they would have had some kids, and the reason for this is because Archibald knows that his genetics, especially with the fact that with Allfather, his genetics, since he was already like basically made by Allfather, his genetics are basically primed for the ability to be able to take the abilities he has and then be able to transfer them over to his children.
We have an Aaron!
Hey!
Does that make sense?
Welcome. Yes, it does.
And I'll go more into it once we get into the epilogues.
Sure.
So, but yes, I'm going to think that both Inessa and Archibald would 100% have like a romantic relationship, and they would have some crotch goblins.
Sure.
Crotch goblins.
Nice. So, which one of you would like to go first in the way of setting up the character epilogues after
So,
like the curtain
I just
call?
want to check in with Aaron and be like, hello, Aaron.
Yes, welcome.
Hi.
We have just been doing like the random like chat and gossip. We got to see Rise's sheet.
Yes.
Oh, it's a spicy sheet.
It's very spicy. Yeah, just giving Erin if she has any questions. If you have any questions, you
Oh
wanna
yes,
ask.
please.
Let me think. I just woke from nap time, so my brain is not on yet.
No worries.
We
We're just talking about like what befell some of the NPCs, or what I envisioned some that happened to the NPCs after the finale. You know, it's sort of like their epilogue, like where I saw things going, and it's like, okay, you know, Beatrice would be at the Suck Doctor, Yui would off himself and go be with his dead wife, and Merlat would be the new face dancer, spy master of the house, that sort of thing.
I will say I was surprised Amira lived.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great
You,
part.
I'm pretty sure you're actively trying to kill her at several moments, Eric.
No, I was just trying to create tension. That's all, and I think it worked. That happened a lot in, I want to say, season 3, when
Yeah.
it almost came to blows within the house.
Agreed.
But yeah, we were just talking about like any questions that anybody had about, you know, where things were going, or anything that we didn't use, or anything like that, as far as like stuff that got left on the cutting room floor. And I just very briefly gave like a tease that, like, because we ran out of time, after everything was said and done, Allfather would have been confronted by the new version of Archibald, and he would have been like, well, I don't know if we won or not, but we certainly put things in a certain motion that would have avoided tens of billions of lives had things gone differently on Arrakis. Referencing the God Emperor and, you know, the line of the Atreides leading in that direction.
So, what about
Thought of a question.
Yeah.
What scene are you the most proud of?
The ones that I had nothing to do with. Like,
You know
there
what?
was, yeah, seriously, I love the scene in this season specifically, between Amira and Eloise, after Amira comes to reconcile. And that's why I said I'm so glad that I gave the part of Amira to you, Rachel, because you played her so much better than I could have possibly imagined having done by myself. Like, like that dynamic was fantastic. I really liked that interaction.
I got another question for Daphne. So a lot of the season you were on Arrakis, and I know your babies were there, but what compelled you to kind of stay there, considering what was going on around you?
I mean, a lot of it was that she went off planet and she brought Masum with her, and Masum died. And, like, she totally failed to protect him. And, like, maybe if Masum had died, like, in the siege or something, if he had taken the water of life and died from that, like, she might have been a little different. But, like, clearly traveling is dangerous, and nobody's gonna protect my babies as much as because, like, that was the one thing that could have ended Daphne's pacifism. Like, if she had to stab a Harkonnen to save her children, she was gonna stab that Harkonnen as hard as she could, and, like,
There
not
was
feel bad about it.
Oh yeah, there was some things that I wrote in preparation, in anticipation of that being a possibility in the finale, that I didn't get to run. When you were asking previously, like, were there any scenes or any things that you kind of left by the wayside that you're glad or sad that nobody, like, stumbled into or whatever? But that would have been like really bad territory for Daphne, and it would have it probably would have resulted in a resurgence of the other memory, with Kyra being like, you can't handle this, let me take over, during the rest of that scene. I had similar kind of ideas for Zoshir's character, because there was a real possibility that he could have been killed or close to being killed in the last assault. And one of the things that your friend, the Vladimir Harkonnen, was looking for was an opportunity, because he wasn't the loudest voice. He was shouted down the last time he tried to take control. But in a desperate moment like that, he would have offered his service to protect you, and ensure that you survived it. But there would have been a cost to pay, and that would have meant allowing him to take control of you periodically, in sort of the same way that Alia is subject to it in the Dune Messiah book, where they have to kind of live in, with this other person in their head constantly. So yeah, it was an interesting idea that I had thought, if it came down to it, it was, that's something that we can always toy around with. Did we want to take a break for 10 minutes and maybe come back if anybody has questions?
Yeah, let's take a break and then transition to epilogues.
Sure, sounds good. All right, we'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody. Don't go away. welcome back. We have returned for the rest of the wrap party, and I think now, if unless there's any other pending questions, we can get into the character epilogues that everybody has been anticipating since the finale. Um, any lingering questions or any questions from the chat that have been fielded?
Yeah, chat has not asked any questions.
Oh, okay.
So, speak now or forever hold your peace, chat.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to know from my fellow players what your favorite scene was. Just like over the whole
Saga, yeah. There's so many good scenes.
My favorite was probably Eric's rendition of the Baron when Archibald goes and sees him. That was
Hosted the dinner party and all the dead party friends all over the floor. Him just hovering over them.
Yep.
Yeah, I really liked at the end of last season the ornithopter chase with Daphne and Varys. Like,
Really?
that gave me literal anxiety. Like, I really had to like on the break go cuddle Lucifer and be like, it's okay, it's okay, it's not real.
Well, Varys died 3 times in that scene. I was just I kept rolling garbage, and if it wasn't for the channel points that people would redeem the benevolences, he would have died right then and there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I understand where you're coming from with that one.
Yeah, because that was I guess highest stakes. Like the other cool scene was again the other high stakes scene where Alicia has defeated Daphne.
Cornered her.
Yeah, and she's locked up, and Alicia's like, "Don't you know who he is?"
That was season 3. I think I think out of all of them, I think my personal favorite was from season 2 when she actually betrays and murders the matron Adelaide. Yeah, that was a big moment. That was a big turn.
R.I.P.
With the reveal, right?
I think my favorite scenes, multiple, are when we introduce new characters, because there's that moment of what is the potential of this character, what are they going to be, especially the PCs, because it's we create these characters and don't know what Eric has in store for them, and maybe even Eric doesn't know what he has in store for them until we play them a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's just so much potential in the secrets that you don't know, and I love that. I love that very much.
I loved Key's character,
Oh,
Pardo
yes.
Reed.
Pardo,
yeah. I really like that character
And
his
Panda
background.
too.
Panda, phenomenal role player. Yeah.
Oh my
always
God,
took me by
Panda.
surprise.
Panda was great.
I do have a question for Eric. Actually, what
Please.
was the most surprising thing for you?
In this season or overall?
This season, and then at all of them.
So I was actually telling these guys before you arrived that I was shocked that Eloise didn't blow up a fucking planet. I was so sure that that's how things were gonna go, and I was like, okay, so if they completely dissolve the Landsrad in a violent manner, that they would probably emancipate Tupile, and that would establish this, new structure to compete with what's left of the Imperium. And okay, I can see how that can maybe work or whatever, violently or non-violently. So that was the biggest surprise to me that she didn't go through with it. Um, yeah. I was also telling these guys that I had fully prepared the eventuality of if Peeps had gone after to locate, find, and utilize the House Atreides atomics on Arrakis. Like there was a whole thing there if you had gone to look for it, and I was also surprised that nobody had gone to capture a worm for the Tleilaxu. But at the same time, I could kind of understand not wanting to do that because fuck the Tleilaxu, seriously. But
Then
they're such
honestly,
assholes.
in my opinion, I think that was a little bit of it was kind of like a rock and a hard place kind of thing with that.
Sure.
Because like one, you're going to be pissing off the Fremen.
Mm.
Like I felt like there was more bad things than good things.
It would have had to be very secretive. You would have
exactly.
had to keep that under lock. And yeah, if the Fremen found out, they'd go bananas.
That would be like Black Archive worthy.
Right, that was like seriously bad stuff. Excuse me. Any other questions or thoughts before we get to the epilogues?
Freya had a question.
Oh yes,
yeah,
please.
And Alice as well.
Excellent.
Well, so Alice's question is, what happens to my fit? I assume this is the youth's word for outfit?
Correct.
Okay.
The youths.
Once this is done. Well, so, this scarf has kind of become like a little talisman for me, where, I was trying to figure out, in season 1, we're first starting out, like, what costume am I gonna wear? It's just like, oh, I've got this really nice scarf, I can wear that in sort of like a Persian style almost, as like an homage to the Middle Eastern culture that's so prevalent in the book. And now because I've worn it, like every time I've played Daphne, I mean, except when she's in the morning scarf, like, I don't know, it's like a talisman. I bring it when like I need a little personal boost. Like I went to a LARP in England. It was this really intense 3-day LARP. I'd never done anything like it before. I didn't know anybody because the only reason I signed up was because like 2 other friends were like, oh yeah, we'll go with you, we'll be your own little coterie, it'll be great. And then they both had to drop out for reasons. So in a foreign country, alone, LARPing, and I wore this during the downtime because it's like, no, you definitely can do it, you got this.
Channel that determination.
Exactly. Yeah, so... And then the shirt, sadly, the shirt that is this nice purple color that doesn't really come across is falling apart. So
Oh wow.
I don't think I'm gonna get too many wears out of this one. But I've got my scarf.
Yeah.
Alright, so
What was
now-
Drea's?
Yeah. What was the most emoji? I think it means ooh moment of the series, and why was it Ambrose getting flustered anytime romance happened?
I remember Tiberius too.
Oh dear.
Oh, that ship came so close to happening.
How close.
I mean,
Oh,
maybe it
man.
happened, we don't know.
That's
we
true, that's
established,
true.
also aired, we established Inessa and Archibald are a thing.
Yeah, of course. That's the easiest ship, one of the easiest ships ever.
Yep.
That's a ship so big it could be a Hayliner.
I got it. Hey, I have an A-liner. It don't work, but I got one.
Whoops. Well, then how are you having children?
Yeah, you should probably talk to your doctor about that.
Talk to Dr. Huey. Well, okay, but Ambrose, answer the question.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's funny. I don't shy away from the horror or the drama, but romance makes me feel all gooey inside in a happy way. So I would just giggle because it's cute and I
Oh,
love it. I need to work on that.
I thought you did quite well handling multiple lovers this season.
Yeah, you're the one who proposed to Daphne, like out of the
That's true.
fucking blue.
You were prime Casanova in this game.
Mhm.
That's true. So she was slutting it up all over the place.
Look, I did make it very clear I am into slut shaming. I'm shaming all of you for not being slutty enough.
I was in a committed relationship, okay, with a low key psychopath.
For Archibald, it was complicated.
That does summarize it in a way.
But, well, I mean, because Daphne was Bene Gesserit, but, like, in the scenes we had with Zoshir, she's like, I could be a lot worse if I wanted to, and I'm choosing not to. I still know how to do it.
That's a great question for Daphne. So did you expect Zoshir to get Ryza pregnant?
Well, so I was following along with the dice rolls, and the dice were just not in favor of Zoshir resisting her. But no, and also still, Ambrose was given the choice. Did you go all the way with her?
I
And,
honestly
like-
think Ambrose is a little horny dog sometimes, and
I'm sorry?
I think Ambrose is a little horny dog sometimes.
Well, no, it was a really good choice from, like, a dramatic standpoint, because it led to a lot of really great scenes. And really great choices to make down the line, where, like, in the final fight, Daphne is, like, looking at Ryza and being like, I will forgive you if you help me save my children.
Yeah.
But, yeah, well, so as soon as, like, Ambrose was like, yeah, they probably went all the way, and I'm like, oh, she's pregnant. She's Bene
Yeah.
Gesserit.
Yeah,
That's
she's
your
Bene
goal.
Gesserit. Have the Mahdi's kid.
Well, she was.
She-
so-
I enjoyed playing Ryza because she's a complex character. Like she's not out like black evil. Like it's very shade of gray with her. Her intentions might be impure, but she does have like an agenda that's admirable.
You got a question in chat there, Daphne.
Huh.
Oh, was Daphne disappointed she ended the series with only 2 official husbands? I feel like, and I guess this is part of like the epilogue. I feel like her relationship with Zoshir will always be damaged, but she's not giving up on that legal marriage because that gives her like power and influence.
Right.
So, like, she'll be his advisor, but she's not sleeping with him again.
Yeah.
You know, unless maybe, like, something very dramatic happens down the line. But no, I think she is very happy with Varys.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud, you've been kicked to the couch.
and much
I mean-
deserved.
Not necessarily kicked to the couch, but we have separate households.
Guys sleeping in 2 different rooms, I get it. You're on one side, he's out on the other.
I mean, like, you don't want to build a harem because, you know, that's how they get a spy in your court.
Mm.
Better just to have, like, Small circle of people you know you can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get you a psychopath that will kill anyone who betrays you.
I have Varys, you have Amira.
True.
Varys is, I think, more toned down Amira, I think, in terms
Oh
of
yeah.
protectiveness.
Oh, Varys has one-handedly just taken care of any problem that comes this way.
One-handedly, huh? Wow.
I mean, I think Amira, like when Amira plans, her thoughts are like murder, 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 murder.
It's like a cat.
Right. Varys, a little less so. It's still on the table, but it is definitely on the table if, like, Daphne or the children are in immediate danger. He's like, oh, someone losing breathing privileges right now.
So he's a livestock dog. Got it.
But going back to the previous question about like good scenes, like part of that reason is that Eloise kind of tempered his ire because he like for the longest time he was revenge, 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 and then he met Daphne, fell in love with her, and that kind of like softened him somewhat. But then like anything out of the blue like threatens her or Mossam, like it goes back up, and then that's when and what with Eloise, like she kind of instilled in him like you gave that up for love, like why do you keep going back to it? And he was like, you're right, shit.
So here's a question for Eloise. Why didn't you reinstate House of Cardis?
Varys,
Nobody
that
left. The heirs
yeah,
of the House of Cardis are dead.
yeah, not only that, there was a scene where when Eloise was forming her minor house, and Eloise was going to take that name, and Varys was
Oh.
very, very opposed to it. Like, no, our house is dead. Leave it dead.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. So that's the real reason is like her brother said, "Don't fucking do this," and she was like,
Mm.
"Okay." One of the few people Eloise listens to. There's a
Shit.
handful of people Eloise listens to.
I don't even remember that scene, which is shocking to me. Like I don't remember that scene for whatever reason, but that rings true.
I think that was season 3
That's
when
season
my
three.
I kind of
yeah
remember it happening, yeah.
yeah.
That was Varys. Okay. I've always wondered that.
I mean,
Yeah,
also
he's
she doesn't
technically dead.
really have a strong tie to that. Like she grew up in House Cheshire. That's
Sure.
as far as she's known. That's her family.
Makes sense.
Yes, she hates her dad and kind of her uncle a little bit, but that's still her family.
There's a Dune sitcom for you. Everybody hates Archibald. It was just a little bit.
Everyone hates Archie.
He brings it on himself sometimes.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
So is it time to move on to the epilogues?
I think.
I suppose, yeah. If there aren't any other questions, who would like to go first?
So, I mean, I feel like Daphne is gonna get as close to a happily ever after as is possible in Dune. It's like,
Right.
Varys is alive, her children are alive, she has Jabberwock back, she's the Duchess again. There's gonna be a lot of hard work building up, like, and repairing Jabberwock, and, like, winning the trust of the people, because I think the worst role I ever whiffed was talking to the people of Jabberwock. Being like, I'm here with you, I'm your leader, I'm your Duchess, I'm present, I'm gonna... I rolled so badly, it's like, that's not even worth the read. But she can also, perhaps leveraging a little bit of personal guilt onto Zoshir, set up Jabberwock as a spice market. So there will be a lot of money flowing through the planet.
Sure.
Yeah. And then raise her daughter is heir. And I imagine at some point, Varys will take Milos aside and be like, look, your mother has some very nice ideas about pacifism, which are mostly good, but one day someone is going to come for your sister, and here's how you protect her.
Yeah, that's exactly how that would go down. You're 100% correct.
And then, as far as what happens when Eloise is done being regent, who knows?
Mhm.
If it's her children, if it's Eloise's children. Daphne would be mildly ambitious on their behalf, but also like, but if one of you becomes emperor or empress, that just puts a really big target on your head. So maybe let someone else do it, because we have Jabberwock and we're going to be happy with what we have.
Right.
And connections to Arrakis, which Daphne will maintain. But otherwise, yeah. I see her probably having like one more child in a couple years. Just like, here's the heir, here's her protector. I want one baby just for me. Also, who's not spice poisoned, just in case.
Ne-
Because everyone is like, your children are abominations. They're correct. She made a bad decision and is just doing her best to deflect.
Yeah, I wonder how you're gonna raise them when they're crazy.
I mean, part of what drove Alia nuts was that, like, her mom had way too much going on. Like, Jessica had way too much going on to, like, actually be a mother to her.
Yeah.
Which is also, like, why I kind of made a point this season of, like, oh, Daphne has some spare time, she's in the crash.
Right.
So that is a question for the game master. Do they go crazy?
Say again.
Do they go crazy?
That's not for me to decide. That's what the whole point of the epilogue is supposed to establish. You know, like the way I like to think of it is that what comes after season 5 exists entirely inside of the players' heads, and you get to decide what happened and in what way. You know, the heirs of Dune, as it were.
Yeah, well, so I know that in the lore, like, part of why what Daphne and Jessica did is so dangerous is because it lets another personality take over. Because the babies don't have established, developed personalities yet. So
Yeah.
Baron Harkonnen takes over Alia for a little bit. Because Alia, like, never really had a chance to develop her own personality. So I guess the chances, or like the question is, are the kids gonna get that chance? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. What's Winterfell like with Queen Sansa? At some point, the story just it ends, and you just sort of
Right.
have to speculate.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
I mean, Ambrose has 2 characters to epilogue.
Oh,
with.
that's true.
That's true.
Shit.
I'll do Lysander.
Okay.
Oh boy, he definitely has some serious PTSD.
I feel like we're gonna give that boy a pension. He's earned it.
Yeah, he probably does what. Oh God, what's the character's name in Dune that it shouldn't be working, but he is.
Gurney Halleck.
Yes, thank you.
I was about to
Probably.
say, I feel like we're gonna take you off the front lines. You just train the new guys now.
Yeah, that would probably be Lysander, and that's
Yeah.
what he'd be content doing.
The old war master for House Cheshire, yeah.
Mhm.
What about Zoshir?
Well,
The Mahdi.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Um, Geez, what normally happens with the Mahdi?
They walk
Didn't
out
he
into the
walk off into
desert.
the desert? Yeah. Yeah,
If
I
you
don't
recall, that's one of the
know.
last gifts I shared. Was like, that's a possibility.
Although that was after Paul had led a really bloody and destructive war, which we were able to shortcut.
Yeah, we didn't have to murder like billions.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Zoshir might stick around and attempt to help raise the child with Riza.
Stay at home, Madi.
He might actually also kind of like dip into the Idwali like lore a little more than
Mm.
any of the other Fremen would be willing to do.
Yeah, I mean yeah. They destroyed your home, and then you forgave them and brought them into your coalition, and they became some of your fiercest fighters as a result. So it would make sense for you to like bring them closer, I guess. It might have gone a long ways to mending those ancient vendettas between the Idwali and the other Fremen.
Mm. Hmm, interesting.
What about you, Leo? Your epilogue for Archibald?
So here's what I had planned. So after like the whole thingy to dig, we got amnesty for two pal. Yay! Uh, I'm an emperor now, basically. So first thing that I would do is I would go in talks because right now we are in an infant stage of empressy. Like we are very weak. All right. What's to stop the Lantra just going? Oh, you're free now. Crunch, start war. So we got to make some pretty awesome allies of some sort, or at least enough to be able to even the odds. So that way they'll think twice. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I know this is probably going to piss off the Cheshire. Oh, maybe not the Cheshires. No, it'll piss off the Cheshires. Thing is the Cheshires right now are not strong enough to be able to prevent that from happening. Okay? Like, I would. Actually, no, I have a better way of doing this. Okay. No, so first things first is I would actually make some sort of deal with the guild and Arrakis. Okay?
So with the Fremen?
Yes, with the Fremen. Specifically being able to get some sort of spice production in terms of goods or something like that. Okay, or at least some sort of contract that I can, so that way we can lift money from Arrakis and bring it back to Two-Pile, so on and so forth. All right, and then obviously I have my connections with the guild. I can sell it to the guild, so on and so forth. Granted, they could just go through the guild, but I honestly think the guild has kind of fucked over the Fremen currently. And I feel like right now the Fremen and the guild are not in good cahoots considering the fact that the guild ratted out the Fremen and they destroyed their siege and almost killed the Mahdi. Okay. So there's that. Second thing that I would do. Okay. For one, I would need it would have to be a higher house of some sort. thing is like I said, I need guarantees on the fact that I'm. I need guarantees of the fact that I'm not just going to get crushed. Yes, Eloise is the Empress technically, but there's a lot of big players in the Landsrod, man. Like, there's a lot. So we need some. So, in my honest opinion, we need some sort of. We need some sort of guarantees that we're not going to get attacked, so on and so forth. Which would.
Well,
Go
yeah.
on, I'm
So
sorry.
to when you said that House Cheshire needs more strength than say like House Carino had with like whatever the starter car, you do have that strength. It just comes in the form of the guild. Or at least if after Eloise steps down, if you manage to maintain your alliance, if you want to call it that, with Edric in charge of the guild, uh, then yeah, you would be able to use that as a means of uh, showing strength because like no one can do anything in the Imperium without long term, especially going to places like Tupile, especially without the guild. So as long as you can maintain those ties, then you should, I don't foresee any like major complications. Outside of like Chome, when it comes to commerce and spice and moving through Arrakis and stuff like that, and they're always going to get in the way. So you have to kind of go through them when it comes to like the whole banking system and money and how that works. You have to kind of go through them regardless. But as far as like
Yeah.
strength is concerned, if you are the Imperial House, like you're a big deal automatically. So people kind of will capitulate to you and to your positions of power so that they can get what they want. Um, and yeah, the guild holds a lot of the cards in that equation, but this is not Eloise's guild after season 5. It's Edric's guild.
Exactly.
So.
And this is what I also kind of thought of with the Fremen too. Like, if I get buddy with the Fremen, like I said, they're free and they control the spice now. So technically, the Fremen control the Landsrod in a way.
They don't control the lands, right? They just control like the
Well,
major
they control like the transportation of everything.
the spice production, and whether it goes through or not. Is largely in their hands. They're now the masters of Dune, not any other house that was handpicked by the Emperor to do so.
Exactly.
Yeah, their fate is in their hands now.
So if I could maybe get some sort of like defense treaty or something like that to where it would not only interrupt the flow of spice towards the Hayliners, you could. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I had a question about like what Archibald would have planned to do about his longevity issues beyond just becoming a spice addict. That is like because every time you use those abilities, you lose like 10 years of your life, and it's like yeah, people live a long time in Dune, but eventually like your time is up.
I have.
And with knowing how ambitious Archibald is, do you envision him like seeking out that kind of immortality through the Tleilaxu or through Allfather? I think you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking to Trudy.
I can see him going the Tleilaxu route and becoming this universe's Duncan Idaho.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. So basically, what happened with that was Archibald is smarter than the average guy on this. He knows that this is aging, and he does want to ultimately live longer. Okay, so